You're watching Sterling High School Channel 19, serving Hynella, Laurel Springs, Magnolia, Summerdale, and Stratford. Mobile television production facilities for this broadcast are made possible by a grant from Walmart. Walmart, with their location on the Whitehorse Pike in Summerdale.
Good afternoon and welcome to Sterling High School, where we have the swan song of the spring sports season with the softball team here taking on Audubon Green Wave is Dan Farr along with Sean Klenk and Kevin Schulz, and eventually we think Mr. I love to call him Skippy, Mr. Strauss will be out here at some point.
He's tied up.
The voice of the Knights will be out here.
Okay, you see the Colonial Patriots standings?
Woodbury,
yeah.
Coming on, having a real good
Woodbury.
year. Still a very young team, I think, from what I'm hearing. Followed by Haddon Township, Paulsboro, Haddon Heights having a tough time there, and Gateway, Livermore rounding things out. There you see the Colonial Liberty, Audubon at the top, 19-3, 14-1 in the conference, followed by Sterling right here. Then West Deptford, Haddonfield not having a bad year. I mean, team that's one sport they're not really too good at year in, year out, but pretty good this year. Beat Sterling. And then Overbrook and Collingswood.
And that music means the starting lineups.
Starting lineup, yes.
Green Wave, Gabby Bobo will lead off at third base. Deanna Panero at shortstop. Mackenzie Yorkaba pitching. Sam Mackerlane in right field. Zoe Snedden is the designated player. Ashley Pence at second base. Michaela Alkins at first base. Jackie Panico in center field. And Alexis Brassel in left field. And you see the Lady Knights defense. Achinegro, Kleehammer, Achinegro, and Edmonds across the infield. Harding, Whalen, and Kosneski in the outfield. Devin Schwartz is going to catch today. And on the mound, Trish Quinn in her senior year. And there's Trish's numbers. 16-5 as Mr. Strauss has now joined us. He's getting ready to put the big headset on. He's got his scorebook.
There you look at Trish Quinn at 16-5, 1.61 ERA. She's pitched 130 innings, 157 strikeouts. And Trish Quinn has had valuable starts for Sterling in key games since her freshman year. That's what I always tell her. It seems like she's been here forever. And has really had a great career, and obviously going to cap things off today in the last game against Audubon.
So as Mr. Strauss will get his book in order here, we'll get things started. Bobo, Gabby Bobo leading off. Again, the end of the regular season in the Colonial Conference is underway. Audubon still in playoff mode. The Lady Knights lost yesterday to Manchester in their second round game, so this is the last game for the Lady Knights today.
And a very tough Manchester team, as you see the...
Had a slap attempt at Kaylee Kleehammer.
But Manchester, a lower seed, but that was a tough team for Sterling to play. That's a team that lost to some very good teams, and I think beat a couple very good teams throughout the season, had a tough schedule, and that's why they got the lower seed, but a scary team for anybody to face in Group 2.
Deanna Panero, 418 average on the year. Foul ball ruled just by us. A little slow. I had a little slow in the hands there.
Mr. Jones making the play.
I'd have had that if I'd have saw it earlier.
I'm just glad I'm behind the fence. Although I'm susceptible to the looping one over here.
1-1. Or 2-1. I'm sorry. Girl gets her hacks in.
Quinn very good at getting a feel for knowing what the umpire is going to give her, and she'll take advantage of that. That's the advantage that you have in a veteran pitcher.
Fly ball this time to right field. Emily Kozaneski takes care of that. 2 hands. That a girl. Couldn't get the guys to do that all year this year. It's a fight.
Keep fighting the good fight.
Mackenzie Yerkaba now, 458 average. One and one. Trish Quinn is pitching her last game as a Lady Knight. Foul ball off the right side.
Works quickly and very good at handling adverse situations. And we've seen plenty of games where teams get to her early, get a couple runs, and she can bear down as well as anybody. And just one of the things that she's shown us throughout her career.
Mr. K's got the home plate cam going today. And there's going to be his first hit of the game. Single out left field. Lexi Harding gets it back in. And I believe now the Hall of Fame voice from Rowan Radio.
Heyo.
And now he's blessed our Sterling crew today.
Yeah, back-to-back games. Glad to be a part of it.
Your favorite and mine, Rob Strauss.
Heyo. Out Tech crew. It's grabbed by Marissa Edmonds there to squeeze it for the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 left on. We head to the bottom of the first. Still no score. Take another look at it here. Saw a play similar to that yesterday from Manchester as we look at the starting lineup. For Sterling, Hannah Ochenegro leading off, playing second base. Marissa Edmonds batting second. Maddie Whalen third. Gabby Ochenegro in the cleanup spot. Emily Kozaneski, Kleehammer, Schwartz, Harding, and Quinn round out the starting 9 to bless the plate tonight as we take a look at the Green Wave defense.
Baker Carver on the mound. Greenwood catching. Hawkins over there at first. Pence at second. Panero at short. Boba at third. Brassel in left, Panico in center, Mackerlane in right field. Some familiar names from games we've done in that area, in basketball and soccer. Like most schools, a lot of these girls play multiple sports. There you see the pitcher, Yerkaba, with that mask on.
Yerkaba going 27 innings. 5 earned runs, 20 hits, only 3 walks. That's impressive for a starter. And just 6 appearances for the Green Wave. Not their starter, though, as Mackerlane is their starter. Take a look at Hannah Ochenegro. We talked about this yesterday in the Manchester game, the number of categories that she leads offensively in for the Lady Knights. Average runs, on-base percentage, and slugging percentage. That's a huge asset to have, Kevin.
Having a great year, and she had that injury that I think kind of hampered her last year, but really came out this year and is hitting the way you kind of expected her to hit.
First pitch to Montenegro, high and outside from Yurkaba, 1-0.
Normal starting pitcher is playing right field today.
Samantha McElwain, an opportunity here to give her a break, obviously, with the playoffs. They're playing a game every other day. And it, we always say this, with softball, it's not as big a thing resting your pitcher, resting your arm, because that's the natural motion. And in softball, pitchers can pitch a lot of games in a row, but it's still, it has an effect also on your legs in pitching, just like pitching in baseball.
The 1-1, swung on, and a base hit into shallow center field, about as shallow as you can get into center field. And the leadoff hitter is aboard here for Sterling in the bottom of the first.
And when you're hitting well, a hit like that wasn't hit that hard, but it finds a spot.
Be interesting to see how the Lady Knights come out today, being eliminated from the playoffs yesterday. Sometimes it's hard to come back, and get the juices flowing again.
Yeah. Keep an eye on Montenegro at first, as Edmonds looks at a called strike. First baseman ended the inning just moments ago. And we'll keep an eye on Montenegro. Second pitch swung on towards third base, and they're going to get the lead runner. So, going to go 6-4 on the putout.
Nice play there. I thought that was going to be closer than it was. Quick release at a shortstop.
It's a great stab there by Pinero, which
is our replay.
How quick she gets rid of this ball.
That's a good point, Dan. You don't get rid of it quick. She's safe at second. We got first and second.
The second baseman really didn't get a stretch either.
Brings up Maddie Whalen, center fielder, batting third here for Sterling, with one runner on in Edmonds. Swung on, hit right back to Pinero. Pinero going to go to first this time. Alkin squeezes it for the out as Edmonds moves up the second, 2 away.
Now that was strange. If I had to pick the last two plays, which one to go to first, I probably would have went to first on the previous one, but right there, that almost a tailor-made double play.
I almost wonder whether she forgot how many outs there were, because that's what my first thought was. Oh, what was it, 2 outs?
And even with that, it looked like the easier play would have been the second, because it wasn't, you didn't really get a great jump from first.
Montenegro swings on the first pitch. Easy scoop from Pence over to Alkins to end the inning. Sterling gets one hit, however. They'll leave one stranded. We go to the top of the second, still no score. One of the problems that Sterling had yesterday was leaving runners on base at the end of innings. They left 11 runners stranded yesterday in a 6-1 loss in the quarterfinal round of the South Jersey Group 2 title. And that Manchester team, an 11 seed, they upset Haddonfield. As you take a look at where we are sitting, we're right off the third baseline. Fortunately, we're behind this fence, which is nice. Where a couple years ago, Gab Montenegro was aiming for us at least 3 or 4 times in a row.
Well, Mr. Farr is exposed a little bit out there, but
I missed one.
We had
already.
a test, the tryout beforehand, and he had the quicker reflex.
I tell you what, his feet are exposed. He's got some pretty fancy
my
sandals
slides,
on.
I got my slides on. Come on, it's spring, man.
Don't try and kick save one of those.
Nah.
For Audubon, it's going to be Snedden, Pence, and Alkins, the 5, 6, 7 hitters.
Baseball season's over. Get slides go on after school, man.
What's it like going home at 2:40, 2:48 every day now?
I'll tell you tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Actually, this week I'm dog sitting, so
nice.
Not my normal relaxation methods.
1-1 to pitch, the count rather to Snedden.
Dogs are okay once they're out of the puppy stage.
Well,
unless you have a Tasmanian
2 beagles,
high-strung
2 beagles. So they're very active.
Oh, okay.
Snedden way ahead of that one on the off-speed pitch by Trish Quinn. Take a look at this pitch, gentlemen. Completely fooled. Swung on, hit in the air in foul territory. Kleehammer giving it a run as well as Harding, and they're not able to get to it. Foul ball. Just a long strike. Sun, similar to yesterday, trying to peek out here. Now they're expecting some rain over the next couple days. And unfortunately for Sterling, this is their last game of the 2017 season. Senior heavy squad. The only juniors on this squad, Maddie Whalen, Kaylee Kleehammer, and Devin Schwartz. So a big turnover next season for Coach Kelly Johnson and the rest of the Sterling Knights.
Yeah, you had a lot of these girls that you've seen. The Ochenegras, I believe, are 4-year starters.
Yep.
So, opportunity for some younger players next year stepping in.
Two and two, the count to Zoe Snedden, the designated player. Fouled away. Good at bat here by Snedden.
That was about as late a swing as you possibly hit. Had to be right before it got to the glove.
Yeah. That's what you say, hitting it out of the glove.
And she hits this one into center field. Camping underneath it is Whalen and squeezed it for the out. One away. Brings up Ashley Petz, the second baseman, hitting .406 on the season, 13 RBIs with 19 runs scored. Righty digs in, and here comes the first pitch from Quinn. Outside, ball one.
Well, you talk about them, losing a lot of seniors. One thing that is encouraging, you look right here up the middle, you're getting your center fielder back, your shortstop, and your catcher. So if you want to have people coming back, you want those middle areas of the field,
and I believe,
to come back.
Kaylee Kleehammer may be the next pitcher. I'm not sure.
She pitches, yeah. And there's a lot of different scenarios that could happen next year, with different positions.
3-1 now, the count to Ashley Petz. 3-1 swung on and missed. Now the count full at 3-2. Comes the payoff pitch, swung on and missed. First strikeout of the afternoon for Trish Quinn. Pence goes down, 2 away.
Borderline high strike there.
That was definitely high.
From that angle, definitely high.
And that's what they actually say. I guess it's possible because it's an underhand pitch. They call it a rise ball. So if it gets in there in a hurry, it's tough to hit. If it's elevating, it makes it even that much more difficult.
2 straight strikes for Trish Quinn, who had a rough outing, and I believe it was the 4th inning yesterday for Sterling against Manchester. And this one is looped. Kleehammer squeezes it for the final out. 3 up, 3 down for Trish Quinn. And Sterling will go to their half of the second. For Sterling, it will be Kozaneski, Kleehammer, and Schwartz.
You get the Sterling fan group over there.
Kozaneski's,
yes. And I believe that's Mrs. Talent, who's behind the player there.
They all own season passes to those seats, if anybody's wondering.
We were talking yesterday.
Fee.
Behringer and Marley's were camped up in the VIP suite up in the administration building yesterday. They paid extra for those tickets, full service up there as well.
They're royalty at our
service
school, I guess.
They get the food, they get their own...
Really?
Oh, sure.
I think that people throwing hot dogs up to them. Nothing was delivered on a tray.
We don't have the hot dog launcher yet, but that would be great, though, wouldn't it?
We have to get the Fanatic.
Just get somebody to throw a few up there. That could be a launcher. Yeah.
Miss Johnson could double as the coach, because she's
a pitcher.
Lifelong goal is to be a mascot.
Right. Yep.
So
that's correct.
If somehow in between innings she could put the mascot outfit on,
I know that
and
now.
we need ATV. I don't know if I'd want to have her drive.
Absolutely not.
That's scary.
I'll tell you straight up.
We
don't.
need somebody to drive it, but she could just shoot the hot dogs up there.
She actually
Just a
has
thought.
some. She has some mascot experience. Did you know?
Courier Post.
Courier Post. She was McGruff.
McGruff.
McGruff, right? Not McGruff. No, that wasn't what they
Mick,
called.
That's a crime dog.
That's a crime dog, but it was
But
something
she may
like
have
that.
been McGruff, but didn't tell us.
I know she also went. And this is a true story. She actually wanted to be like one of the River Shark, the now defunct Camden River Sharks. They used to have like 4 or 5 different mascots, and she wanted to. Finley was one of them.
Nice scoop there by Gabby Bobo. Fires over to Alkins for the putout. And Emily Kozaneski goes down. 5-3 on the putout. Brings up Kaylee Kleehammer, the junior. One of 3 that we mentioned here on this Sterling starting roster.
Spot is the courier post.
There you go.
God,
Spot news.
That was the
That's
smoke
right.
coming out of my.
Chris Jones would be very upset with you on
I know.
for us not
Luckily he
knowing
wasn't
that.
here.
Who was just behind us when our broadcast started.
Yeah.
Spot news.
Second pitch swung on, golfed into the air down the right field line, foul.
There you see she took something off the pitch, but it made it a little bit easier because the arm motion slowed up too. That changeup, you want that same arm motion as a fastball, just a different grip. But you'll see that a lot in softball, where they'll just even just let up the arm motion.
Fouled away again, 0-2.
The wind kicks up here a little bit.
Yeah, there was nothing to speak of yesterday wind-wise, which is rare. Usually seems to kick up around here. Again, another fouled back from Kleehammer.
This has a good chance of also not only being the last game of the year for the Lady Knights, but the last time they'll play on this field.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because there's going to be some changes to the backgrounds here. You know, not sure if that's all been approved and started yet, but talking to Mr. Claiborne, the plans are that tennis courts are going to be moved over to this part of the campus. Softball will be moved back over to
The JV, where the JV field is?
softball field is now, and then the construction of another field somewhere back over on more the Hynella side. So there's going to be some changes to the way the fields are laid out in the next year or so.
Baseball's still where it's at?
I think baseball, the varsity and JV baseball fields might be one of the only things not getting any
Change,
changes.
right,
Well, football field's not changing either, but everything else is going to kind of move around. And
Called third strike. Kleehammer goes down looking for the second out of the inning. 2 away here in the bottom of the second. And that's right down the chute, and that fooled Kleehammer. Devin Schwartz, the catcher, digs in now, hitting .361 for a junior season. First-year starter, looks at called strike 1. Swung on and hit shallow right field, going into no man's land, really, as Mackerlane couldn't get there, Pence couldn't get there, and Mr. Farr, how do we score that one? I'll score that one a hit.
It's a hit because nobody got near it, but that should have been caught.
Should have been caught, yeah.
The funny thing is, Kleehammer hit one yesterday down the left field line as a pinch run for Kleehammer right now, and bring in Megan Barbara. Kleehammer hit one down the left field line that the home plate umpire called foul. I looked over, it was clearly fair, and then the second base umpire overruled it.
Really?
Yes. You guys missed a interesting game, or at least an interesting call yesterday.
Did that go the way of, well, it was okay, clear, so it went the way of Sterling.
It didn't hurt Manchester because Manchester got out of the inning, but that's something you don't see a lot of, is an official that's probably further away from the call, or from the ball rather, making that call. And it's 2-1 now to
And that's
Lexi
all
Harding.
about it's not even how far you are away, it's about your angle. You know, where you're looking at, and geez, but it must have been clear for the second base umpire, the field umpire, to make the call from there.
this one
Yeah,
right
it's
down the
almost
first
spun.
base line
It almost spun back before she touched it. I guess she got a piece of it.
before it came back into play. Had some weird spin on it.
Lexi must have had that right off the end of the bat. Mr. Schulz and I had our hands full yesterday. As him as a parent watching, and me as an assistant coach watching a Notre Dame recruit.
Yeah, he was tough.
Buzz through our baseball guys yesterday. He was pretty impressive.
Complete with scouts,
radar guns,
hovering a little bit over 90. I think he was. They said he was hitting between 88 and 92. And talk about.
And we talked about the construction that may be happening here in the off season. Right, you could be looking at first, second, and third singles right here for tennis. And as the tennis coach, I'm extremely excited about the repositioning of the courts.
And as you see, as the camera's zooming in, that's the varsity baseball field you see off in the distance. Now behind that is where the varsity softball field will be. Well, it's already constructed. There's already a field there. I'm sure they're going to make some improvements to it. Then I believe even further down toward the tree line is where they're going to do the JV softball field.
Oh, wow.
And
there must be a lot of space. You don't realize sometimes how much space there is. There has to be a lot back there.
The problem over the years has been it's not graded. It's very curved and not flat everywhere. So I think that's part of the plan, is to try and grade it out and do some soccer and lacrosse fields back there. Maybe move a field hockey around. Like again, like I said, I don't know all of the inner workings of what's going on, but there are going to be some changes.
No word on when that project will start and finish. Obviously, that's a lot. That's a big amount of work to do. When they're going to start it? Do you start before graduation or after graduation? That's still very much up in the air. Especially if graduation is outside. A lot of people use the entrance right in front of us
to head over. I don't think you'll see anything happen until definitely after graduation, but they would have to probably get bids. I'm sure they're not to the bid stage and all that kind of thing for construction to start.
Selfishly, as a tennis coach, extremely excited about moving on this side. Just a lot quieter over here, a lot less.
You can't play with distractions? What?
Well, let's say we got the gate, we got the band, we've got.
Wah.
Yeah, I know.
Mr. Farr coming in to
here we go.
Party again.
Here we go.
Yeah, let me wipe the tears.
Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, the reason, that's not why they're
No, I
moving
understand that.
I believe, again, because we get back to the game a little bit here.
Quinn gets the virtue of a inside pitch called third strike on Jax Panico, and she goes down and brings up Alexis Brassel. Another called strike.
I haven't seen the girls play in a little while, but Trish really seemed to be throwing harder today than I remember. I don't know, maybe.
Here's that inside called third strike again. I know that's the last play just now.
Oh, well, that was a hitter, didn't it?
She's at first base.
Step away.
Brazel.
Okay.
Brazel goes down swinging, 2 away.
There's Quinn, the first. That's two outs.
That's 2 outs, excuse me.
2 outs, runner at second base. We got deep into tennis talk here and got away from ourselves. We'll go back to that. I have an idea. I think I understand what the deal is with the tennis courts, why they do have to move.
Brings up Deanna Pinero. Outside part of the plate, strike 1. We'll talk Sterling construction in between innings.
Yeah,
sure. There's a game going on here. 2-1 to Pinero.
And while it's not a game that matters much in the standings, there is a little backstory here today, and not to want to jinx anything, but if the Lady Knights can win, this will be a special day for Coach Johnson.
More to come later.
Oh, you want to leave it like that?
Sure, it's up to you.
Okay,
hey, you're the boss.
You want to leave a cliffhanger? I mean, I'm just saying if we win, this could be her 200th win. And in I believe this is her 9th year. That's a pretty impressive win total. And there's strike 3 called.
There's strike 3 called. That ends the inning. So 2 strikeouts in the inning, 3 overall for Trish Quinn. They leave 1 on board. Still no score. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Now we can talk construction.
So my understanding from going to the meetings from last year is that there's a dry creek bed or something under where the existing tennis courts are, which over the years, and if you've been around this place for a while, you've noticed that the tennis courts crack after they've been resurfaced a few times because the ground is unsettled. So they have to, there's no way to fix that over there. It's just the way the land is. So their plan is to move the tennis courts and also alleviate some parking problems because I believe they're going to make a parking lot set up over there, which will help us around the building with student and teacher parking.
A lot of construction happened last summer as well. The big thing, the big ticket item, obviously the roof being reconstructed, which bled into February almost with the auditorium. And there's some renovations to the auditorium. The auditorium looks phenomenal, a lot brighter, a lot nicer in there now, so kudos to that.
Still some more work to do on that. There's another phase of stuff to go on in there. They just completed some heating and ventilation work in our TV studio, which was long overdue and needed. And now they've just done some heating and ventilation in the old gym.
It's just like owning a house, really. I mean, you're
gotta
never
keep it
really
up.
ever done.
Yeah, you got to keep it up, and the building's over 50 years old now, so it's things that have to be. And they redid a boiler. I believe they had to do the boilers too this year. So there's a lot of things that came together at once.
So back to the game. Sterling is going to go back to the after Trish Quinn bats here. Back to the top of the lineup. 9-1-2 for Sterling. It'll be Quinn, Hannah Ochenegro, and Edmonds. Still no score here from Sterling. Glad you joined us here on Channel 19. Rob Strauss, Kevin Schulz, and Dan Farr making a guest appearance. And a questionable call here. That is a...
It's tough to see the plate for us out here. I don't know.
And that's hit down the line. That's a fair ball down the left field line. Quinn will hold up at first, so a leadoff single by Trish Quinn. And there's 1 aboard here, and that's going to go back to the top of the order with Hannah Ochenegro. Going to bring in a courtesy runner now. And they're bringing Faith Adolph, the sophomore.
Fadoff. Sister of Badolf.
Sister of Badolf, who will be Badolf graduating this year.
Yep.
Member of the softball team got injured early on in the season, maybe even before the season started. And you have to
Faith is sophomore, right?
Yes, I believe so. I didn't think you have to think that she's going to be a big part of this squad for next season. Another ball, 3-0. I'll check that 2-0 to Hannah Ochenegro. Pitch from Yerkaba. Now 3-0. That's called foreshadowing. I do have tonight's lottery numbers, if anybody's interested. And he called strike. Now, here's a tech crew question for either Mr. K in the truck or yourself, Mr. Farr. How many games are we going to be able to do next year with the repositioning of everything? And as Ochenegro walks, that moves Quinn up to second base.
And Mr. K gave an answer there that the people out in TV land couldn't hear. So there's going to be some electrical work that will be done out here too. So we'll have to see how the construction goes and see what kind of timeline there is. You know, these things never seem to actually get done exactly when they expect them to. So,
but it gets done.
It's done eventually. And if they get started in the summertime and they went, you know, I don't know. At some point, I would think some of the teams are going to probably have to play a road schedule.
Nice punt
for a year.
They're picked up foul by Yerkaba. Sorry, Dan.
No, it's all right. I get it. But at some point, you know, it's just not. It's natural that at some point there's going to be a field that is not done. So we'll see.
Who's it going to be?
Yeah, it's
Marissa Edmonds With an 0-2 count, swings, pop up right back to your Kaba, and the batter is out.
What happened back to the field stuff? It happened last year for West Deptford High School. They had to play almost their first half of the year football season. They had to play all road games. They played some of them here, some of them at Gateway, I believe, because they had to do some field construction over their place.
One away from Maddie Whalen. 2 runners aboard. Whalen lines it right back at Bobo, and they check the runner back at first, and Montenegro back safely.
I'll tell you what, if you can get a replay of that at first base, if we could see this, Hannah almost stuck in the ground. The ground is very soft. And if we see this, she dives and sticks. We had to get off of it because of the live play. We'll get back to
Bobo. And Alkins finishes it off. 5-3 on the putout, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 2. Head to the top of the 4th, still no score.
Yeah, let's see here. We'll go back and see how Hannah, if she gets her hand back in time. All right, she's off. Sees the line drive. She actually got a little bit too far. Here comes the throw back. And she sticks and then has to reach.
Good thing she's tall. Take a look from our outfield camera here.
And then the truck, you can probably see it better because we got a little glare out here, but in the truck you could probably tell us whether her hand actually got in there. My first instinct was that she didn't quite get back in time. That's going to be hard to tell from there.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Looked like she got back.
We're working all the TiVos in the... We're going to go super slow-mo here. Sticks.
That would, I tell you what, is a lot closer than our replay makes it. And from where we saw it, you have about a foot better vantage point than I do. I was actually checking the runner back at second and admiring the nice play by Bobo on the speared that out right out of midair. It's a shot right at her. So it's going to be your Kaba, Mackerlane, and Snedden. And hits the first pitch foul. 0-1.
So after today, the only spring sports left is track, right?
And that's it.
Girls and boys still have some individual stuff going on. As they're working out, some of the pole vaulters and the long jumpers are out there working right now.
2-1 to the pitcher, Yurkava, who singled her first plate appearance. Just 1 hit so far for Audubon through 3 innings. Outside 3-1. Sterling coming into this contest 18-5, not to be outdone by Audubon, 19-3. And a called strike there on Yurkava. Count is full. The 3-2 delivery. Swung on, hit on the ground right at Montenegro from 1 knee. Nice scoop there from Edmonds, and there's 1 away.
Good job moving her feet that time by Hannah. She could have been lazy and just tried to backhand that, but moved the body over, got in front of it. Lost her balance, but she took care of that. I don't think lazy enters her vocabulary after seeing her play soccer and softball for so long.
It was a piece on the, I believe it was CBS 3 on the 2 sets of twins that we have here in the Montenegros and the Capolinos, and Hannah mentioned how competitive she is with her sister and pretty much everybody else, as I believe this is I
guess it was a hit.
Got hit.
Took a pretty big chunk out of a catcher, too.
Right off the right leg. That's going to bring up Zoe Snedden. 316 on the season. Flew out to center field to lead off the second. 1 down here in the top of the 4th. Still no score here from Sterling. In the final game of the 2017 season for the Lady Knights, the Audubon Green Wave still in contention for a Group 1 title. They are the #1 seed in that tournament, or excuse me, #2 seed in that tournament. They defeated Pensgrove 10-0 in the opening round and defeated Shallock by the same score in the second round just yesterday. They will face Woodbury in the next round as Snedden walks. Brings up Ashley Pence, who struck out her only plate appearance.
We got, I think we're going to have either
pinch runner,
courtesy runner. Try to listen in to them behind the camera, behind the plate microphone.
All I hear is an airplane, yeah. They're going to bring in a pinch runner for Mackerlane. They're going to bring in Lynch to run.
That might be just to protect Mackerlane from some kind of collision at the plate or something. Yeah, that's smart.
Smart coaching move there.
Don't want to take a chance with your #1 pitcher in what essentially is a meaningless game.
I'm sure Sterling wants to send their seniors off. 6 of the 9 on the field right now are playing their final home match here in the 2017 campaign. Swung on a miss by Pence, 0-1. The 0-1 swung on and hit right to short. Kleehammer keeps it herself and gets the runner at second.
As you could hear my reaction, it was a little double clutch there. She didn't know whether she wanted to flip it or take it, and she juggled it. She was lucky to get there just in time for that force.
I think she was trying to figure out if she was going to flip to Hannah Achenegro or not, and then realized that she was closer and just kept it herself, but did have that initial bobble. I don't know if we have the replay on that or not. Michaela Alkins popped up to short, as a runner on the way in Pence will take second easily. So runners on second and third now with 2 down in the top of the 4th. The 1-1 to Alkins makes it 2-1.
Has Devin Schwartz been catching? Did she catch yesterday?
Yes, she did. Most of the year she did,
okay.
yeah.
I thought I remember
3-1 now.
I thought I remembered somebody else back there earlier in the year, but
the 3-1 pitch from Quinn in there for a called strike, and it's a full count with 2 outs here and 2 aboard for Michaela Alkins, the first baseman. Chance to open up the scoring. She hits one into center field, and Whalen doesn't have to move at all. Hit it right at her. Nice piece of fielding there and good positioning there by Maddie Whalen, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, but they leave 2 as we head to the home half of the 4th. Still scoreless. Look at the pole vaulters there. This is almost, they still have a long way to go. They still have a solid 2 or 3 weeks left to the track and field team, and they should, because they're one heck of a squad. Kudos to Coach McElvain, Coach Shep, and the rest of the coaching staff doing a great job with those guys and gals over there. Mr. Stanko working with the field athletes as well.
Bloom has the distance.
Yep, Bloom.
Distance kids.
I know Miss Stroh helping out as well. A lot of coaches involved with the track and field team, and a lot of them underclassmen. Camera crew hiding. Great day to take in a game. Sun just trying to squeak out here. For Sterling, Kozaneski will lead off, followed by Kleehammer and the aforementioned catcher, Devin Schwartz.
Emily Kozaneski headed to Rowan University next year.
Fine institution of higher education, if I do say so myself. Following the footsteps of her parents, both profs.
Isn't that cute?
It's adorable. First pitch to Kaz, in there for a called first strike.
And Emily leaves us, and Sean will be joining us.
Yep. There's going to be a Kozaneski in here for the next 8 years. 12 if you count the last three, 3.8 from Kozaneski. Kozaneski lines one into right center field. That's going to be extra bases for her. She's going to go into second base standing up with a leadoff double.
Now let's see if they bunt Kleehammer to get Emily over to third. A solid shot by Emily. Never got more than a foot or two off the ground, but got out to the wall pretty fast.
I think in golf they call that a worm burner.
There's the squares the bunt, pulls back. Call the ball. Ooh, almost looked like she fouled it. Almost got the bat. She pulled it back. I believe it's a 1-0 count.
2-0 to Kleehammer.
Did not show bunt that time.
Sterling 3 hits on the afternoon. That's her first extra base hit of the afternoon. 2-1 to Kleehammer. Yerkaba with the windup end of delivery. Swung on and hit on the ground to short. Kozaneski will stay at second. 6-3 on the putout. Nice throw there by Pinero to Alkins.
Yeah, that was a tough one for Em. It was a good read not to go anywhere because the ball was in the air to the pitcher, low, but she, chance of getting that line drive, so she froze exactly what she was supposed to do.
Devin Schwartz singled in the second inning. Looks at ball one high with Kozaneski in scoring position. Chance for Sterling to open up the scoring here as Kozaneski doubled to open the inning. In the dirt. Nice scoop there by Greenwood, the catcher.
She blocked it, but wasn't pretty, but she got it done. She just turned the glove over. You should be dropping down and blocking that ball.
Pitch high and outside. 3-0 now to Schwartz. Take all the way here with 1 out.
Interesting, too, that when they Audubon took Mackerlane out of the game to run last inning, I believe she's warming up. She went.
Maybe get a little bit of work in.
Mackerlane is the regular starter for them, so maybe they're going to get her an inning or two.
Brings up Lexi Harding. Struck out her only plate appearance back in the second to end the inning. Only hitting .091. Not a lot of plate. I don't know if we have how many plate appearances she actually has. Ball low. And Yerkaba having a tough time finding the strike zone here. The 1-0. In there for a called strike. Evens the count at 1-1.
This would be Lexi's 15th plate appearance. This is her second today, correct?
Correct.
Yes, so 15 today. 15 now.
Swings through strike 2, does Harding. Trish Quinn waits on deck, who singled to lead off the third. Great opportunity here for Sterling, something they had trouble with yesterday against Manchester. Runners in scoring position as Harding fouls one off. Sterling's only run came in the 7th inning when they were down 6-0. The 6-1 was the final. But a dominating performance all around by Manchester, who will advance to the semifinals tomorrow, weather permitting. I know we have some weather moving in. That's going to plague a lot of the spring sports playoffs over the next couple days. And Harding goes down swinging again in consecutive plate appearances, 2 away.
All right, so we have Trish Quinn here now. Want to try and take advantage of this opportunity if they're going to bring in their ace pitcher. This might be the only opportunity you have.
Just low at the knees to Quinn.
I might even think about pinch running for Emily if they have somebody who's a little faster, because you can always re-enter M.
Nice kick save by Coach Johnson. Wasn't getting out of way of a lot of pitches that briskly last year.
No, a year ago this time she was giving birth.
Very, 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 very pregnant.
She gave birth the day after their last playoff loss.
Yep. And there were a few times that she went out to the mound and questioned some of the calls that we thought it was going to happen right on the field. Would have been great for ratings. Or for the retirement video, one or the other, or both. And Kennedy, I wonder if Kennedy is here. Kennedy is Coach Johnson's daughter. I don't see Harold.
Grandmom and Grandpop are here, but I don't see Kennedy.
Hit on the ground to third. That is a fair ball.
Yes.
Kozaneski's going to go around to try and score, and she does. Sterling takes a 1-0 lead on the RBI single from Trish Quinn.
That's an interesting play because that would have been a foul ball, but the third baseman touched it.
Time is out.
Touched it before the bag, so that made it fair.
Courtesy runner.
So Trish Quinn helps out her own cause. And that did hop in foul territory, but it was touched by the third baseman, Bobo, trying to make the play. So still 2 aboard here as Quinn moves up to second. Schwartz at third. Take another look at it here. Off the glove.
It's one of those times where playing up hurt them that time.
Into left field. And easy catch there for Brassel. Ends the inning, but Sterling gets 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, and they leave 2 hits in that inning. And they leave 2. Sterling with a 1-0 lead heading to the top of the 5th.
It makes me think, wonder strategy, because I don't know the softball strategy so much with having the third baseman playing up all the time. You had 2 outs, 2 strikes. She's not bunting with 2 outs here. So, you know, if she's playing back, it's going to be a foul ball. You know, and there's no harm, then you live to play another day. But as soon as she touches it, that gave it slowed the ball down enough for Emily to get around third and score with little trouble. So, Lady Knights break through. Let me see one more time. Hard ground ball to third base. Dive, and she touches it before the bag. So that's what made it fair.
Brings up Jackie Panico, Alexis Brassel, and Gabby Bobo at the top of the lineup for the Green Wave. Oh and 1. 1-1 now to Jax Panico, the center fielder. Tries to bunt.
It's kind of a half slap, half bunt. Was kind of got caught in between.
And strike 3 call. That's strikeout number 4 in the afternoon for Trish Quinn. Jax Panico is responsible for 2 of those 4 strikeouts. Brassel, nice bunt. And Montenegro has no chance. Infield single for Alexis Brassel, the 9-hitter.
Yeah.
And she's aboard in consecutive at-bats.
Only chance there was if the catcher could get out. Devin could have gotten out because she would have had a better angle to throw it at there. But once Gab grabbed that, she had to cross into foul grounds. Would have never had an angle to throw it.
The lefty Gabby Bobo, top of the lineup, steps in. She's 0 for 2 on the day.
I'm telling you, Rob, Trish seems to really be humming the ball today.
Yeah. The 1-0, swung on, hit on the ground right between the legs of Trish Quinn, but sliding into second is Brassel. Call that a hit.
Yeah.
So back-to-back hits, Brassel on second, Bobo on first, and one down here in the top of the 5th.
Couldn't have rolled it out there any better than that.
Went right underneath the glove of Trish Quinn as Pinero steps in, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. One down here in the top of the 5th. 1-0 Sterling. An off-speed pitch for a called strike, 1-1. On the ground again, right underneath the glove of Quinn. Kleehammer fires over to first for the out. Bobo moves to second, 2 away.
It's going to be a big at-bat here. Any kind of a hit to the outfield here could, I'm sure Audubon's going to try to score both runs.
2 away here for Yurkaba. And she looks at strike 1. 1 for 2. She singled back in the first. Sarah Mackerlane, the outstanding pitcher for the Green Wave, waits on deck in the 4 spot.
If they re-enter her, because they did take her out, so we'll have to see.
Foul ball down the first base line, foul.
As of right now, she's not in the game, so we'll have to see. Can't see who's actually standing on deck from our vantage point.
I believe that you can make substitutes for the pitcher. Pinch runners.
She was not pitching. She was in right field.
True. Good call.
Well, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter now. We'll find out later on. 4-3 on the putout to end the inning. Sterling avoids the threat from the Green Wave. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 2 stranded. Second consecutive inning that they've done so. Sterling going to try and pad their 1-run lead here with Edmonds, Whalen, and Gab Montenegro here in the bottom of the 5th.
And it does look like Mackerlane is going to come in and get a couple innings of work here, tune up for their playoff game tomorrow.
She is. She's going to come in here in the 5th. Mackerlane, some really outstanding numbers here, Danny. She's 15-2 overall, 106 1/3 innings pitched, only given up 11 earned runs, walked 23, 132 strikeouts. Wow. For Samantha Mackerlane, and that is better than a strikeout an inning.
All the more important that you were able to push that run across last inning and keep Audubon from scoring a run.
I'm sure Mackerlane will be pitching tomorrow in that Group 1 semifinal. Again, they just mowed down their opponents in the opening round and that quarterfinal round, shutting out Pensgrove and Shalleck 10-0. They face Woodbury tomorrow at Audubon in the semifinals. The other side of that bracket is the top-seeded Maple Shade team taking on Buna. And And Mackerlane will step in here, and it's, again, for Sterling, it's going to be Edmonds, Whalen, and Gab Achenegro. Edmonds hitting .416 on the season, 14 RBIs. Handful of doubles. However, she's 0 for 1 on the day. On the ground, first pitch, backhanded stab by Pinero, fires over to first. Beautiful play by Pinero to get the out.
Excellent job. Backhand step, or no step really, just planted and through.
That's textbook right there. That's a heck of a play by Pinero. Maddie Whalen steps in now, 0 for 2 with a ground out. Swung on the first pitch again, and Alkin squeezes it in foul territory for out number 2. 2 pitches, 2 outs for Mackerlane.
Not really giving us a chance to see what Mackerlane has here. Ladies are coming right out and hacking.
Gab Achenegro, the senior, and what may be her final at bat. Here from Sterling, going to try and make a count. Swings on the first pitch again. 3 pitches, 3 outs. 3 up, 3 down, and probably the quickest inning humanly possible. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left.
But
that goes without saying in that one. Move to the top of the 6th. Audubon looking to get some runs across here. They're going to have their 4, 5, and 6 hitter. Mackerlane, the pitcher, will lead off.
Hey, let's get it right here, kiddos.
I'm sure they wanted a little bit more work out of Mackerlane there, but
Oh, she got another inning.
no, what I'm saying is Sterling wanted to see some more pitches from her.
Maybe the strat. I mean, they've probably seen her before, right? They did play earlier in the year, so maybe that's their strategy, is to get it there early, get hacks in early, because if she gets ahead of you, obviously by those numbers, got a lot of strikeouts. But again, being able to push that run across that 1 inning on that ball down the line that would have been a foul ball if the third baseman would have been playing even with the bag, even.
I like what you did there.
Even. And I'm not really questioning the strategy. They play early. I mean, they play up. Almost every third baseman plays up in third softball, trying to cut off any bunts.
Mackerlane
Foul
swings at
ball our way. Fence saves us.
almost took out their third base coach.
I think that's the boss.
Is that the boss?
I think that's the boss.
That's how you decrease playing time. Not when you have
Gotta get out of the way.
132 strikeouts. Again, swung on, hit foul down the left field line. Nobody there except for...
Nice
That's
play.
a nice play there by Maddie Whalen, who switched over to left field.
I think that's Shook. Isn't that Megan Shook?
No, it's Megan Shook, you're right.
That's Megan Shook.
Megan Shook.
Great play.
What a great play by Megan Shook. My apologies to her. Lexi Harding was playing left field
Must
for a
have just-
while.
yeah,
They
must have just entered her.
switched her out. Had a lot of ground to cover there. I didn't think she had a shot at that. With all due respect to Megan Shook, that was tailing to her right, and somehow she got there. Rifle into left field. She's not going to get under this one. Base hit for Zoe Snett.
You got one, Blue? Here you go, Ab. We got one.
Ashley Pence now 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Hit into a fielder's choice back in the 4th. Would that make her 0 for 2?
It would.
And
Good math.
See? I'm quick like that.
Us communication majors, we got to watch those math skills.
I know. We speak real good, but
Yeah.
we're the bestest. Plenty of those jokes. I can keep going, but I'm not going to. Because quite honestly, they're just not that funny.
Is that what got you in the Hall of Fame? Those good jokes?
No, definitely not. Take a look at this pitch. Danny, nice little change up here for Trish Quinn.
Yeah, you can see that all of her weight was on the front foot there.
The 1-2 to Pence outside, 2-2. Snedden on first after the base hit into left field. Golfed into the air. Making the run is Whalen and gets underneath it for out number 2. 2 away for Michaela Alkins, the first baseman. She's 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Hitting .258 on the season coming into today's contest. Takes the first pitch outside, ball 1. Should she get aboard, Jax Panico waits on deck. Check the runner at first. Back easily is Snedden. The 1-1. Hit in the air down the right field line, foul. Making a catch and dropping it. I don't even know who.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Is that Kyle Smith?
Is this Ellie the elephant's daddy? Kyle Smith.
Kyle Smith.
That's kind of apropos.
He plays baseball, ladies and gentlemen. Off the glove of Quinn. That's going to be a base hit.
No.
No. They got her. Unbelievable.
Wow, nice play.
Nice play there from Gabosh and Negro as it goes off the glove of Quinn. 1-5-3 on the putout.
That's how you play defense.
I thought she was in there for sure. And a nice catch there by Edmonds as well to round it out.
When she reaches up, just check that toe on her right foot. Oh, blocked out. We're blocked out a little bit on that replay.
Oof. Nonetheless, heck of a play by Gabosh and Negro.
Go one more time.
Just watch the toe of Edmonds, the left foot.
Came back down. I don't know.
That's close.
I'll take it. But back to the error on Kyle Smith.
On Kyle Smith, yeah. Do we still have that
Good
replay?
gracious.
And I'm sure you won't let him get through at least a second block tomorrow without. There's Kyle.
Yeah, smile.
Sit next to
Smile,
Jonesy
Kyle.
and Schulze over
Yeah,
there.
he's smiling. He doesn't know he's on, but he's smiling.
I think he knows. He knows now.
He's waving.
He's not going to live that one down tomorrow. He's got about 24 hours to get through. I'm sure Mr. K can put that on the morning news tomorrow. Should Sterling hang on and win this one as part of the highlight package?
I got a good picture I should put on the news tomorrow.
Kyle is a junior, correct?
He is. He's back.
All right.
He is back for more fun and games.
Kozaneski leads off for Sterling, 1-1 to her, and what could be her final plate appearance. It'll be Kozaneski, Kleehammer, and Schwartz. Kozaneski drilled that double and scored a run as she swings through strikes 2. One and 2 to Kozaneski. And she goes down looking for the first out.
You got to swing the bat. That's a nice pitch. Backed her off a little bit, movement, came back over the plate a little more.
Brings up Kaylee Kleehammer, 0 for 2 on the day. Hitting .397 is the junior.
We welcome back Mr. Schulz.
High and outside for ball one.
Had
You
a
happen to
couple-
catch that,
missed
the
one
Kyle
run.
Smith?
The what?
The Kyle Smith?
Surprise, Mr. Schulz. Kyle Smith made an error on a foul ball. Just letting you know.
He did.
He did. And he danced around a little bit,
Did he
too.
use 2 hands?
He did. Dropped it with both.
At least he's consistent. We love you, Kyle. 1-1. An off-speed pitch
You
for
were preaching
strike
at the
two.
beginning of the broadcast about everybody using 2 hands.
There we are. From the first base dugout. Cam. The 1-2. Inside, ball 2.
How did they get their 1 run?
Emily Kozaneski doubled,
Very good.
and then there was a hard ground ball on the third base line that ticked off the third baseman's glove prior to the bag, which made it a fair ball. Would have been a foul ball,
Oh, okay. Yep. Wow.
but it dribbled down, slowed it down just enough for Emily to score.
Once you hit it in play, it's fair.
It's fair ball.
And that was a hit by Trish Quinn. Kind of helped her own cause here as the go-ahead RBI single. 1-0 now to Devin Schwartz, the catcher. 1 for 1 with a single and a walk.
So now we're getting a look at Mackerlane, the pitcher for Audubon, who is their #1, who's getting a little tune-up couple innings here for a playoff match tomorrow.
Strike at the knees, 1-1.
Lots of movement.
Yeah. Mr. Kenny like that pitcher's pitch right there, moving in, down.
Ooh, change up,
And the
big
change-up.
change up.
Yikes. And there's a big smile on Devin's face right now. She knows that she was way in front of that one.
It's a great pitch.
I'll have to talk to her tomorrow about that one. The 1-2 hit on the ground.
Good
And that's going to be
job.
a base hit into right field for Devin Schwartz. Way to come back after that off-speed pitch really fooled her. That's her second single of the afternoon.
Came back with the fastball, and she stayed back, was quick enough to just slap it in the right field. Great job.
Yeah. And didn't, hit the ball where it was pitched.
Yep.
Didn't like sometimes you'll see hitters, they're out there, they're trying to pull everything. And you hit a weak grounder in that situation to a fielder.
Brings up Megan Shook, her first and what might be her only plate appearance. She made that incredible catch in foul territory just a few moments ago. And she's going to get a chance to bat here as I believe that's Megan Barbara running for Devin Schwartz. She gets back to first safely.
Nice snap throw from the catcher there. From the squat.
Two 2-0 to Megan Shook. 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Sterling leading this one 1-0 on the RBI single by Trish Quinn. The 2-1 from Mackerlane on the way. Called third strike. Excuse me, it's a second strike, excuse me.
But it was still a called strike.
Right.
So we got half of it.
Right, I'm half right.
Good movement there. Again, you see the ball being down.
In and out.
You see the good movement.
There's change again. Setting something up here. Change up in.
Is that what you're calling here, Coach?
I would
Maybe some
no. That
away,
was a
since
change up
since
in. I
she's
would go
doing
hard.
in,
I would
and
go
then
hard away.
Go away.
Or hard up.
See what Mackerlane decides to
Step
do.
away.
That was up, but it wasn't up enough.
No.
And it's into the glove of Mackerlane, or excuse me, not Mackerlane, she's pitching. In the glove of the right fielder, and that ends the inning. Sterling leaves one stranded.
Good solid contact though.
Yeah, and I don't think
By
she
Megan.
wanted that ball to get as much of the plate. It
Right.
didn't move out like a couple of the previous pitches moved in for.
Last chance for Audubon, and if Sterling can hang on here, Coach Kelly Johnson will win her 200th game here at Sterling. Like you said, Dan, only 9 seasons. That's really impressive.
Yeah, I believe it was 9. I think 08 was her first year. And that was a state championship year, if I'm not mistaken.
Against,
so the math, I'm going to the math teacher.
I'm sure
from
she
08.
thought at that point it was going to be easy.
Well, I
to
told
win
her
the
to
state
retire.
Retire. Quit while you're on
One and
top.
done.
That day she won.
No, you're getting roughly 20 wins a season. You pretty much that's what this softball team does. I mean, have they had any losing records in the last 10
Probably,
years?
well, probably not. 9 years to get to 200. No way. There's no way they could have a
Well,
sub
you could have
500.
some years where maybe you had more than 20. If you had more than 20, one bit. But yeah, you're right. It would be kind of tough.
I'm just trying to remember through those years. I mean, definitely
I
wasn't
don't
when
think
the
so.
McGoldrick years. There was none of that.
They have a little switch here for Audubon. And it's a ground out either way. 4-3 for the first out. It was supposed to be Jax Panico, Brassel, and Bobo, but they switched some things up here. Either way, 1 away.
Last name on that girl was Imperial. I do not have a first name, so IMP Imperial. Another bunt.
Gab,
Nice
play.
play.
Does she get her? No, she does not. Great effort by Gab Ochenegro.
We're going to see it on the Channel 19 replay right here.
I was kind of hoping she would lay out and try to get that in the air. Yeah, she was safe.
So back to the top of the order, Gabby Bobo, the lefty. 1 for 3 with a single. She represents a go-ahead run, swings on the first pitch, giving chase is Whalen, can't make the catch. But they get the runner at second.
What a heads-up play by Kaylee Kleehammer, going out there, just grabbing it and firing it. I thought he called him out.
He did.
Called her out. Yeah. Okay.
He did call her out.
And usually when you're called out, you leave the base, right?
Well,
Miss something?
unless now they're going to try and appeal it. She was out.
Yeah. What are they going to appeal her being off there? What could you possibly be appealing to the home plate? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the umpire, I mean, they can ask. But there's no way that the home plate umpire had a better look at that than the guy in the field.
But as you said, it doesn't hurt.
There's another look at it here from.
We'd be mad if they didn't. If we wanted them to ask and they didn't ask, we'd be upset with that too.
Right.
Uh-oh.
First pitch, and that is over the fence and out of here. Over the right field fence on a first pitch by Deanna Pinero. And Audubon takes a 2-1 lead. That was a shot.
And that's a good swing on an outside pitch, going with the pitch. Not trying to pull it the other way. You showed a lot of power going the opposite way right there to Pinero.
And how big is that out from Kleehammer in that situation? So still 2 down here as we're taking a look at the home run. Kaba, the pitcher who started the game, went 4 innings, is up to bat now. 1-1 to her. Merkaba 1 for 3 with a single. So Sterling gonna have, now they're in comeback mode. Swung on, hit down the line, right field. Kozaneski makes the catch to end the inning. But Audubon comes back from the dead. They had only 4 hits leading into this inning.
Went with the pitch, fastball on the outside part of the plate. She crushed it. No doubt there.
So Audubon gets 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave the bases empty. We're taking a look at the pitch from Quinn to Pinero.
One of those ones that just, it didn't fade out, got enough of the plate where she could reach her arms out there and get it on that good part of the bat.
And we'll see if the ladies can scratch a run out here against a very good pitcher. Try and keep this game alive, or the season alive, for one more inning.
You knew this Audubon team was not going to go down without a fight. You know, you're talking about a playoff team that's obviously still alive in the playoffs, and yeah, they're not going to quit.
For Sterling, it's going to be Quinn, Hannah Ochenegro, Marissa Edmonds, so 9-1-2 on your lineup card for scoring at home.
Well, you can figure there's not going to be walk, because in 106 innings, she's only walked 22. No, wait, that's it. 23 walks in 106 innings. So that's not going to happen.
.108 if you count the 2 that she's pitched today, so that's even more impressive. First pitch to Trish Quinn, swing on and a miss.
Late on the fastball.
Yep.
That's that high heat right there. It's overpowering.
I'm surprised they're not shifting the defense over. That was pretty late. Here's the change up.
Take a look at the
the defense is
infield
playing.
defense.
Yeah, they're playing pretty straight up.
Comes the 1-1. Called strike 1 and 2. Mackerlane really putting a lot into these pitches, even though she's kind of in a tune-up mode right now for tomorrow's semifinal matchup. The 1-2 on the way from Mackerlane. Just missed.
Catcher tried to pull it back in.
See, Greenwood tries to frame it here. That's real close.
Yeah.
2-2 to Trish Quinn. Foul tip into the glove of Greenwood for the strikeout, 1 away. Trish Quinn had been 2 for 2 with an RBI coming into that at bat. That's going to go back to the top of the order with Hannah Ochenegro.
And what you saw there was the advantage of moving from outside of the plate, inside the plate, keeping the hitter off bounce. And obviously to go along with some real good velocity.
Pitch low, 1-0.
You almost have to, if you're Hannah, just try and guess fastball and just throw your hands and see what happens. And nothing to lose here.
Yeah.
Last high school at bat. Could be her last high school at bat. Not sure what her plans are for college, whether she's going to play or pretty good soccer. I'm sorry, pretty good soccer player.
Yeah, I would think either soccer or
she has her
softball
choice.
to be playing one of the. Seems like somebody who's going to play one of the sports. You know, some of these girls, good players, they just stop playing, focus on school. But she seems the one who I think would like to focus on both.
The 3-1 pitch from Mackerlane on the way. Hit foul, 3-2. Smitty gets that one, and he redeems himself, sort of. But he's still going to catch some slack for...
Yes, he will.
Yeah. Calm down the first block just to put him on the news. The 3-2 for Mackerlane. Hit in the air to center field.
There
Underneath
was.
it is Panico, and
That was that
squeeze it
change
for the second out. Montenegro is going to end today, barring a Sterling comeback here. 1 for 3, and it's all up to Marissa Edmonds, who is 0 for 3 on the day. So she's due, some would say. First pitch in there for a called first strike, man. Real tough she's putting everything into it, even though she is in a situation where Mackerlane in a situation where it's just kind of a tune-up.
Sure.
Get everything loose here for tomorrow's game. The 0-1. Hit in the air to right field, and that is going to end the game as Audubon gets a 2-run home run from Deanna Pinero to seal it in comeback fashion. And Sterling going to lose their final regular season matchup here to Audubon 2-1.
Yeah. A very good season, but unfortunately a regular season, but that's the nature of everything, how it always just amazes you at the high school level how things just come to an abrupt halt. You're not talking about, a 5-game series in playoffs or 7-game series. Yeah, so, well, the post-game show will be back in a couple minutes.